This afternoon, we have a unique opportunity to hear from three distinct leaders that have made a huge impression and commitment to Massachusetts' clean energy future. Massachusetts is unique in the nation in terms of its commitment and history and track record on energy efficiency and moving down a path towards a clean energy future.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, HG. It's a pleasure to join. And it's an exciting time to become Commissioner of the Department of Energy Resources. The thing that I'm most excited about energy policy is it really is an intersection of basic economics, looking to innovation and how we incorporate new technology, and finally how we tackle what is a monumental generational challenge of climate change. I think of what incredible opportunity to be leading that effort on behalf of Governor Baker, Secretary Theo Herides, at a time where states are rising in ambition and looking to states like Massachusetts of how we can do this affordably, how we can do this effectively. And when I think about success, it's not only what are we going to accomplish in Massachusetts, but what are the other states going to do to replicate what we're doing? A few key priorities that I see is transportation. Increasingly in Massachusetts, prior to the pandemic, not a day went by where increasingly focus was on congestion, how that was undermining our regional economy, how that was undermining our city of Boston's economy, and how we move forward with a way to incorporate electrification so our transportation policies are meeting our greenhouse gas objectives and our economic objectives. Another area that is a key focus is how we start planning for a net zero target by 2050, and increasingly focused on how new construction today will largely be with us under that time horizon. So how can we put our energy efficiency programs to harness advances in technology, whether with building envelope, storage, solar, to promote new building construction in a way that is compliant and consistent with our 2050 goals. And lastly, offshore wind is a big strategy regionally, and we have continued to be encouraged and surprised at how quickly the price of offshore wind has come down, and really trying to incorporate that as a significant portion of our electric load going forward. So it's 2020 is an exciting time to be working on these issues, and really looking forward to executing on those priorities.
In addition to those components you laid out, there was an interesting and groundbreaking development on the utility side, where at the end of 2019, Eversource made a groundbreaking commitment to be the first utility to be carbon neutral in 10 years. Pivotal to Eversource's commitment and path forward will be Roger Cranenberg. Roger is the Vice President of Energy Strategy and Policy at Eversource. He's responsible for developing the long-term clean energy strategies and policies for implementing the electrification of transportation and battery storage initiatives. Prior to joining Eversource, Mr. Cranenberg was with IHS Markit, formerly SERA, or the Cambridge Energy Research Associates. He also worked at Edison Institute, where he was instrumental in the passage of the Energy Policy Act of 2005. Roger, welcome. What were you most excited about coming into 2020 in terms of actualizing on these bold commitments made by Eversource?
Oh, thanks, HG, and thanks to everyone joining us. So, starting off, extremely proud for the company and personally of our ability to make the very strong commitment of being carbon neutral by 2030. Massachusetts specifically is very much on the forefront of evolving energy and transportation systems in a very practical, effective way. Everyone looks to California The other thing that's very, very important about Massachusetts and different from California is it's cold here. So, that's a fairly unique challenge compared to a lot of the discussions that go on around the country, around the world. So back to the 2030 commitment, as you can well imagine, getting something that clean and that strong organizationally was fascinating, but the end result, I'm very, very proud of for the company and proud personally on that one. In terms of our future prospects, very much anchored in being a clean energy catalyst. Our offshore wind development with Ørsted, a very important part of our future. And heat's a big challenge for this region. I think energy efficiency is probably one of the best tools we have in both currently managing our heat needs, but also preparing the buildings and systems for the future, as uncertain as they may be.
I'm really excited to introduce the next guest to this discussion, was Judith Judson. Until 2020, Judith Judson served as the commissioner of the Massachusetts Department of Energy and Resources. And through her leadership at Mass DOER, she launched the Solar Massachusetts Renewable Target Program, which was aimed at doubling the amount of distributed solar in the Commonwealth. She created with the launch of the $20 million Energy Storage Initiative in 2015, which in 4 years grew the storage development in Massachusetts from 1 megawatt hour of storage capacity to over 700 megawatt hours.
Thanks so much, HG, for that nice introduction. And it's an absolute pleasure to be on this joint interview roundtable discussion today with Patrick and Roger, both terrific leaders in the energy space, and all of you have just been at the front edge of innovation and continue to do so. So let's see where to start. So yes, I joined Ameresco this year, started in January as Vice President of Distributed Energy Systems. What attracted me to Ameresco is Ameresco has always been a company at the forefront, looking at approaching things in different, innovative ways. Started in the energy efficiency space. Our founder was, I think, at the very early edge, recognizing how much value energy efficiency could provide to reducing cost and to enabling a variety of different solutions. The company has expanded into new areas such as solar, storage, really offering comprehensive solutions, and today has done over $6 billion of energy projects for our customers. So what attracted me is it really brought together my skill set. We need to look at how do we increase the amount of renewables in our electric sector and then leverage those investments into powering transportation, leveraging those into electrifying heating, but also thinking about other types of renewables, such as renewable natural gas. Renewable natural gas, hydrogen, these are ways that we can do heating that is clean, that can offset fossil fuel resources and be very cost effective. And Ameresco has the largest renewable natural gas wastewater treatment plant in the country, and it's an area of real growth. Because in thinking through addressing how do we achieve affordability in energy, which is what our economy is powered off of, and also do that in a way that's clean, it's really looking at, first and foremost, how are we efficient? How do we ensure that we're using the least amount of energy possible? But then what resources can supply? I didn't anticipate going into the private sector and have something like COVID-19 happen. But when we look at what can we do to help with that, we can, in essence, Ameresco has financing models where we can finance things off of savings without upfront capital. So being able to deliver energy savings. We work with public housing, being able to ensure that we can be part of both employing and bringing the economy back up, but doing so in a way that lowers costs for our clients, I think can be extremely valuable at this time.